We are here in Tshwane to meet with frustrated e-hailing drivers who have knocked on almost any and every door looking for a solution to their problem. Their plight has been heart-wrenching. It's soul-destroying. And we're going to hear their story and see how we can help. Let's go.
We just want to comply. We've been working. That's all we've been doing. We've done nothing wrong. Why doesn't the law go and close down Uber? Why don't they go close down Bolt and inDrive? You are creating a situation where people are going to be very, very desperate.
This is Tshwane, an e-hailing driver who's been in the business since 2019. Speaking on behalf of numerous drivers from Uber, Bolt and inDrive, the 37-year-old father of two has detailed the great difficulties faced by drivers in Tshwane. Towards the end of last year, drivers experienced an increase in their vehicles being impounded due to a lack of operating licenses or permits. But here's the catch. The drivers say they understand the need for compliance, especially as it pertains to the safety of commuters, and in fact, they do want to comply. They say they've already adhered to the requirements that they have a PDP, double disc, roadworthy vehicle, and no criminal record in order to qualify to join e-hailing companies. So why would they refrain from obtaining permits? However, it's since emerged that government is actively preventing drivers from obtaining the permits. The Department of Transport has completely stopped the issuing of any permits for e-hailing until further notice.
You guys, okay, it's fine. You guys are saying we must comply. We have got no problem with compliance whatsoever.
We want to comply.
We want to comply. We've complied with everything. Our PDPs are up to date. Our license is up to date. The double disc, everything is up to date. You say you want a permit, we say, can we apply for the permit? We've got the necessary documentation. Let us apply. They say no.
Many of the drivers who did manage to apply for permits before the indefinite cessation period are driving around with slips or receipts. Government has yet to issue their permits due to what they're calling a backlog. Despite having proof that they've applied and are awaiting government processes, these drivers are also not exempt from having their vehicles impounded.
Bafuna ama-permit esiboshiwe nazo imoto sizidrayivela thina imoto zethu.
Drivers pay between 3,000 and 6,000 rand to release their vehicles once impounded.
Hey guys, these are impounded cars here by Sunnyside. Hey, it's a convoy of impounded cars, guys. What is going on? Our brothers are being abused by this metropolis.
They say law enforcement officers deliberately set up multiple roadblocks in and around Pretoria CBD, specifically targeting e-hailing drivers. Sometimes they impound vehicles, other times they solicit bribes.
They see the PDP, they see the license disc, they say, where is your permit? You explain to them, sir or ma'am, I do not have a permit because we've got issues of permit by the Department of Transport.
Your offices are closed.
Your offices are closed. We do want to comply. Some, yes, they even produce the slips to say, here is my slip, Mr. Officer. I have tried. I'm waiting for my permit to be issued. But I've not received my permit. They say, this is just a slip. It is not a permit. There's nothing I can do for you. I'm pounding your car. None of that you say, but how are you pounding my car? I just explain to you. I'm complying with everything. Says, okay, if you don't want me to pound your car, let's start here. 1,500.
Tshwane says e-hailing companies must also shoulder some of the blame. In the company's list of requirements, they've been either completely silent or, in Uber's case, inconsistent about the issue of permits. He says when Uber first entered the scene, it did require drivers to have a meter taxi permit because no e-hailing driver's permit actually exists. But when Uber's competitors, Bolt and inDrive, came into the picture and did not require permits from drivers, it too relaxed the condition, only to raise the matter again now that the vehicles are being impounded. He says government and the companies are to blame, but when elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers, and they, as drivers, are suffering.
Bolt did not require a permit from anybody. They've never required it from day one. They still don't require it till today. Now you ask yourself, Bolt and inDrive, how did they enter the market? If Uber was told that they need to have permit, how did these guys enter without needing a permit? Now it already points to the officials. It already starts showing that the people who started this thing wrong are between the e-hailing companies, because something must have happened between someone at Bolt and someone in government. For me to enter and operate without the necessary requirements, it means I have to bribe somebody, and I'm going to be very clear about this. And so the same thing with inDrive when they came in.
Diego says they've tried everything to get national government, the Gauteng province and the city of Tshwane to hear their pleas. All their emails, phone calls, meetings and protests have fallen on deaf ears. He says government has failed to provide employment and is now pushing young men into a life of crime.
Government is not providing work. They are not. There's no opportunities in government. You know, they've done nothing for us basically. So we can't sit and say government. Now, when you say those guys must not work anymore, and you are limiting them, you are saying you are pounding their cars, you are taking cars that who had the cash to go buy these cars? We went and financed these cars. Now, when you stop me from operating, what are you saying? Must I lose the car too, let alone my home? Hey. So my kids must be taken out of school. We must be ejected from our house, and then we can't even move around because I financed the vehicle. West Bank wants their money. What now happens? You are creating a situation where people are going to be very, very desperate. And I'm going to repeat, we are talking about military-aged men. These young men who are strong enough to still go out there and wreak havoc. You do not want all those guys in the street. You don't want them, believe me. But that's where they're going to end up at the end of the day, because no one wants to go hungry and no one wants to see their kids go hungry. That's not going to happen.
The drivers are planning more protest action, hoping that this time it will yield results.